Right, so good day everyone. Once again, welcome back to this channel, Learn Maths. Today, all we're going to do on this brief video is this. We're going to solve more problems on quadratic equation so as to solidify your knowledge on the topic, right? I know we have slow learners, we have fast learners, we have people who learn with more practice. So I'm going to practice with you today more questions on factorization method, all right? So for the practice today, these are the questions we're going to factorize. The first quadratic equation we'll factorize is this: y squared plus 3y equal to 0. Y squared plus 3y equal to 0. Alright, the second quadratic equation will factorize x squared minus 10x plus 21 equal to 0. The third quadratic equation is going to be a squared plus a minus 6 equal to 0. Then the fourth quadratic equation will be 8w squared minus 18w plus 9 equal to 0. And finally, the fifth quadratic equation will be 12d minus 19d minus 18 equal to 0. Alright, so for the first quadratic equation, y squared plus 3y equal to 0. As you can see, this is a quadratic equation that doesn't have the last term c. It has a, b, but no third term, which is c. So these are how you factorize this equation. Now we have y squared here, we have 3y. There's y here, there's y here, so I can factor out y from this quadratic equation, right? So if I factor out y from y squared, I'm going to have one y left, right? You know y times y is y squared. Plus, if I factor out y from 3y, I'll be left with 3 equal to 0. You understand? Y times y squared, y times 3, 3y. So I have this. Now I have one term outside bracket and one term inside the bracket, both equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is, I will equate the term outside bracket to 0, then equate the terms in the bracket to 0, that is y plus 3 equal to 0 as well. So y will be equal to negative 3. If you send this positive 3 over to the other side, it becomes negative 3. So our two values for y here are 0 and negative 3. You know, whenever you factorize, you solve a quadratic equation, you must get two answers. So our two values here are 0 and minus 3, 0 and minus 3. Alright, so moving over to the second quadratic equation, we have x squared minus 10x plus 21 equal to 0. Now, we have a quadratic equation we are familiar with. We have the three terms a, b, and c. What's the coefficient of x squared here? 1, right? This one we have here is the coefficient of x squared, 1. But we don't usually indicate the 1. So now that we have a normal quadratic equation we are all familiar with, we are going to factorize it the way we are familiar with. Now what's the first step? Why factorizing this kind of quadratic equation? You multiply the last term with the first term, the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, right? We have 1 here. So 21 times 1 is 21, right? 21. Then the middle term is negative 10. Negative 10. So you look for two numbers that when you multiply them, it's going to give you 21. And when you sum them up, it's going to give you negative 10. So let's think about two numbers, 21, negative 10. What are those two numbers? You can pause this video, test your abilities, see if you can try them out. But I think they are negative 7 times negative 3. Negative 7 times negative 3 will give you positive 21. But if you put negative 7 and negative 3 together, you have a total of negative 10, right? So now these are the two numbers we're looking for, negative 7 and negative 3. Alright, so now that I've gotten the two numbers, negative 7 and negative 3, I replace the middle 10. Replace the middle 10 with these two numbers we've gotten. So I'm going to have x squared plus, negative 7x, negative 3x. We have negative 7, negative 3. So I'm replacing the middle 10 and negative 7x, negative 3x. Then we have our plus 21 here equal to 0. Now let's factorize these two terms and also factorize these two terms. Here I have x here, I also have x here, so I can factor out x from these two terms. Bring out x, you're left with x minus 7, right? If you bring out x from x squared, you're left with 1x. If you bring out x from minus 7x, you'll be left with minus 7, right? So as usual, we know the terms in the bracket must be the same. So without factorizing, I can just say x minus 7. Then I check what was actually factored out. I'm still negative 3. Because negative 3 times x is negative 3x, right? Or negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. You know, negative times negative, positive. 3 times 7, 21, right? Both equal to 0. Now the two terms outside the bracket are x and minus 3. X and minus 3, right? Then the two terms in the bracket, which are similar, just x minus 7 equal to 0, right? X minus 7, x minus 7, pick one. Now you equate both terms to 0. That is x minus 3 equal to 0, right? Then x minus 7 equal to 0. On this side, we are going to have x being equal to 3. If you send this negative 3 over to that side, it becomes positive, right? And if you send negative 7 over the equal to sign, it becomes positive 7. So our two values for x are 3 and 7. Right, go. Alright, so moving over to the third quadratic equation, we have a squared plus a minus 6 equal to 0. So you can see now the variable we have here is no longer x, it's now a. I think we solved one and make use of y. Here now we have a, it could be b, it could be any letter, right? So here, how many a squared do we have? 1, right? Though we don't usually indicate these ones. How many a do we have here? 1. So the middle term is actually 1a, right? Okay, that aside, let's proceed to factorize this quadratic equation. The first step, as usual, we multiply the last term with the first term, right? The last term here is minus 6, and the coefficient of a squared is 1. So minus 6, negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, right? Then what's the coefficient of the middle term? I think now it's 1. It is 1. Even if you don't see any number there, know that it is 1 that is actually there. So I have 1 here, right? So now you look for two numbers that when you multiply them, it will give you negative 6. And when you put them together, it's going to give you 1. If you keep practicing this factorization method, you're going to be so good at it that you may not even need to take much before you get those two numbers. Like now, I think the two numbers are, 3 times 2 is 6, right? If we add minus here, 3 times minus 2, minus 6, right? But 3 minus 2, that is if we put them together now, 3 and minus 2, that is 1. But 3 times minus 2, minus 6, right? So we have gotten the two numbers. Let's replace the middle term now with these two numbers. So we are going to have a squared plus 3a, right? Minus 2a. You see, 3 and minus 2. I've replaced the middle term. Then we have minus 6 here equal to 0, right? So now we have four terms, this, and this. We factorize the first two terms, we factorize the other two terms. Now what do I have common here? I have a here, I also have a here. So I can factor out a, right? Factor out a from a squared, we left with 1a inside the bracket, right? Plus 3. We factor out a from 3a, we left with 3. Now as usual, the terms inside this bracket must be the same, so I can just write a plus 3 and see what was factored out. Minus 2, right? You know minus 2 times a is minus 2a. Minus 2 times 3, minus 6. 3 times 2, 6, right? But that negative is there. Everything equal to 0. Alright, so the two terms outside the bracket are a and minus 2. A and minus 2. A and minus 2. Alright. The two terms in the bracket, a plus 3. So we have a plus 3 here equal to 0. It's a, not 9. Alright, so let me equate this to 0. Equate this to 0. So a minus 2 equal to 0, right? A will be equal to, if you send minus 2, if you send negative 2 over, it's going to become positive 2, right? That's for this bracket. Now, moving over to this bracket, we're going to have a plus 3 equal to 0, right? So a is going to be equal to minus 3. If you send positive 3 over, it becomes negative. So our two values for a are 2 and minus 3. Right, so to the fourth question, finally, we have 8w squared minus 18w plus 9 equal to 0. The variable they are trying out here now is w, not x, not y. It's not w, but they only say it in the same procedure and all that. So let's see. We multiply the last term here with the first term, right? 9 times 8, which is 72, right? Then the middle term there, the coefficient of w, b, the value for b there is minus 18. Minus 18. Alright, so this is what we are going to do. We are going to pause this video right now. Think of those two numbers that when you multiply, they're going to give you 72. And when you put them together, you're going to get 18. Pause the video right now. I'll take up those two numbers. And also, before you pause the video, click on that like button there by the side, and that subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel, click on the like button. Alright, let's wait for them. Okay, so let's look for the two numbers. I think those two numbers are going to be minus 16 times 2, right? Okay, times minus 2, because this is positive. Negative times negative give you positive answer, right? Then minus 16 plus minus 2. Let's see. Minus 16 minus 2, that's 18, right? Then minus 16 times 2, 6 times 2, that's 12. 1, 2 times 1. What's going on here? Okay, it did not go. So let's try minus 12 times 6, minus 6, right? Minus 12 minus 6. Alright, minus 12 minus 6, that's minus 18, right? Well, now let's check if 12 times 6 is actually 72. Okay, 6 times 2, 12, right? 6 times 1, 6. So this one we carry, that's 7. Alright, so these are the two numbers we're looking for. Minus 12 and minus 6. So now let's substitute the middle term again. Let's replace the middle term with minus 12 and minus 6. So I'm going to have 8w squared minus 12w minus 6w plus 9 equal to 0, right? I've replaced the middle term now with this. So replace the middle term with negative 12w and negative 6w. Now 4 terms, this, and this. So let's factorize these two terms and also factorize these other two terms. Now looking at these two terms, we have w common, right? We have w. I think we also have 4, right? This is 4 times 2. 8 here is 4 times 2. 12 here is 4 times 3. So I can actually factor as 4. So I'm factoring out 4 and w, right? If we factor out 4 and w from 8w squared, what will be left? 2. Because 4 times 2 is 8, right? Then for the w, we're going to have one more w left. You know 4 times 2 8. W times w squared, right? Minus, let's see, what was factored out here? We brought out the w. Then this 12, there will be 3 left, right? 4 times 3, 12. Then w, right? Okay, then we know as usual the terms in the bracket will be the same. So I should be having 2w minus 3, right? Minus 3 here equals to 0. So what was actually factored out? Negative 3, right? Negative 3. Negative 3 times 2w, negative 6w, right? 3 times 2, 6w. Then negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. 3 times 3, 9. Negative times negative, positive. You understand? Alright, so the two terms outside the bracket, they enclosed in their own square bracket. That is 4w minus 3. Then these two which are similar, just pick one. So we have 2w minus 3 equal to 0, right? So this first one equals 0, this second one also equals 0. So I'm going to have 4w minus 3 equals to 0 for this first bracket. Then I'm going to have 2w minus 3 also equal to 0. So now here I'm going to have 4w equal to, if I send this negative 3 over the other side, it's going to become positive 3, right? So 4w equal to positive 3. Now here I'm going to have 2w equal to positive 3 as well, because this negative 3 sending over there, going over there becomes positive, right? Positive 3. So how do I get w on this side? I divide both sides by 4. So 4 can clear out 4, right? Divide both sides by 4. Also divide here by 2. So 2 can clear out 2, right? So w is equal to 3 over 4 here. That's the first value for w. 3 over 4 and 3 over 2 here. Those are the two values for w. Alright, so that will be the end of factorization method on this channel. I think the next method of solving quadratic equation we're going to look at is completing the square method, formula method, maybe graphical method. So do well to submit the answer or drop the answer to that assignment I gave to you guys in the comment section. Okay, this is the assignment those of you who missed. 12d squared minus 19d minus 18 equals to 0. Factorize this quadratic equation. 12d squared minus 19d minus 18 equals to 0. Alright, so that's the end of factorization method on this channel. Do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and read your books at all times, so you're going to improve in mathematics, right? As you watch on the channel, you learn, you go home, you practice, you understand this kind of things.